Well, we have a full tilt this week in the fiasco of bowl games here on Holiday Bowl Week. Welcome into sports. I'm Cole Johnson. We're making it through bowl after bowl before the big ones take the stage this coming New Year's weekend. But for now, we circle back to a couple of regional sites, starting at Chase Field last night. Hey, Scott was there as well, to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl featuring Luke Fickell and the Wisconsin Badgers taking on Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Cowboys quarterback Garrett Rangel with a screen pass out to Stephon Johnson Jr., breaking a couple of tackles, staying in bounds and breaking out into the open field on his way for an 84-yard touchdown to put the Cowboys up. Oklahoma State takes the 7-3 lead. Look at that man go. But the Badgers would answer back in a long drive, ending with a Ches Malusi punching it in for the touchdown. Badgers take the 10-7 lead. The Badgers would jump out to a 24-7 lead, but an interception late would hold off the Cowboys' comeback and seal the win for Wisconsin. Badgers take it 24-17. Now to some today's bowls, crossing state lines down the I-8 West to San Diego, the Holiday Bowl at Petco Park. Oregon Ducks and North Carolina Tar Heels tied at 14. 45 seconds left in the half. Power Eccles intercepts Bo Nix's pass, and he is tackled out of bounds near midfield after a 40-yard return. Very next play, Drake May going to find Kobe Paysour over the middle, and he's going to sprint for a 49-yard touchdown. UNC up 21-14 in the half, but in the end, it would be the Ducks that put together a 79-yard drive on 8 plays for a go-ahead score with 19 seconds left to pull out the 28-27 thrilling win there. Also doinked in a field goal for the win. To the craziest finish of them all, though, in the Liberty Bowl, Kansas would come back from 24 down. Jalen Daniels here finding Luke Grimm for the 21-yard score to get the Jayhawks within 2. Then on the 2-point conversion to tie the game, Daniels finds Lawrence Arnold. We are tied, and this would go to overtime. An incredible game in this one in Memphis. In the third overtime, game tied at 53. It's now a 2-point conversion flipper. KJ Jefferson finds Rashad Dubinion for the successful conversion, puts the Hogs up by 2. Kansas has to convert to stay alive. The little trickery. Jason Bean looks to pass. He looks like he's going to run, and then he throws it out of bounds. It's incomplete. Arkansas wins the game 55-53, the final. To the NBA, tough news for the Phoenix Suns. We brought you this earlier. The Suns confirmed that All-Star Devin Booker has suffered a left groin strain and will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Booker has been sidelined in 6 of the last 9 games, and it appears that the groin was re-aggravated in the first quarter of the Suns' Christmas Day matchup in Denver. Booker only played 4 minutes in that game, which resulted in their 3rd straight loss in overtime, and an overtime thriller. The Suns would miss Booker's 27 points per game tonight as they would fall to Washington 127-102. And speaking of hoops, we turn to the local side. Many teams underway in holiday tournaments on the boys' side in the Desert Holiday Classic. Klexico Bulldogs coming away with a 57-49 win over Stevenson, who improved to 7-4. Meanwhile, the Brawley Wildcats drop another one, losing a tight battle to Ocean View 52-45. Also in the Desert Holiday Classic, the Calipatria Hornets falling in a close one, 70-64 to Lakeside. And over to the winter shootout in Glendale on the Arizona side, the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks beat up on Alhambra 43-17 as they bounce back from their first loss of the season yesterday. Also, the Kofa boys with a tough day at the Santa Cruz shootout. They lose to Nogales 58-47, and then again to Sunnyside 69-33 to fall to 5-3. To the girls' side, the Central Lady Spartans with a 38-33 win over Crawford to improve to 7-7. And the Southwest Lady Eagles getting their 2nd win of the year, taking down Claremont 43-33. But we want to, before we go, to wrap up in the NFL news, some developing news out of Las Vegas. After being informed that he would be benched for the final 2 games, Derek Carr has left the team. Early reports reveal Carr got permission from the organization to leave the team to avoid being a distraction. It was announced then earlier in the morning that Carr would be benched in favor of Jarrett Stidham for the remainder of the season after the Raiders lost to Pittsburgh on Christmas Eve. The Raiders do still remain in the hunt. It's a long shot to make the playoffs at 6-9, but Carr has been a Raider for his entire 9-year career after being drafted in 2014. He's due $33 million next season. That's fully guaranteed in case of injury. So that's where we bring in you, Scott. It gets interesting because Carr is due $32.9 million next year, $7.5 million the year after. Should he be injured? So shutting Carr down essentially saves the Raiders over $40 million if they choose to part ways in some form or another. So
I don't know what they're looking for.
I don't know.
So we've got
who's going to replace him?
Well, we've got Friday Night Lights, Luis Lopez, who's a big Raider fan.
Yeah.
Also, our photographer Abraham Ratana, a big Raider fan.
Right.
And we were talking about this the other day. Like, who else would you want?
I don't know.
There's nobody else there that you want. Maybe they do a trade with the. How about this?
Right.
Trade with the Green Bay Packers. Get Jordan Love. He went to
Maybe.
Utah State. You get him in Vegas. He's close to home. Maybe that, and he played with Devontae Adams for a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah, we
It
saved
could
some money.
work. I don't
Saved
know.
some money there.
Yeah, if you look at the quarterback free agency list coming up, though, no top players. So it's where do you go next? It's
I don't know.
a tough draw.
I don't know what you would. I don't know what you would do.
Who knows?
It doesn't make any sense.
The NFL circle.
Well, you're going to have Black Monday coming up in about was it 2 weeks from today?
About right,
Yeah,
right.
The
Yep, 2
carousel will
weeks.
go. Thanks, Cole.